Good day! Welcome to These Magic Moments. Hi, I'm Cassie. Today we're going to be talking about the science behind magic and why it's not crazy. So we're going to go over some terminology that people use and let's get into it. So let's start with channeling energy. Alright, well, the Earth has a magnetic field. We have a magnetic field. That means electrons vibrate and it produces an electromagnetic wave. When this has contact with another source that shares the same frequency, it can actually activate it. So this is the science behind channeling energy. Now there are other terms like wavelength, frequency, and vibration. So a wavelength would be light and sound and aroma. And the frequency would be, for example, the different colors within a light ray. And then the vibration, that is what the different things do. For example, the color blue, when it is in the field of vision, it produces 11 neurotransmitters that tranquilize. Now, it's obvious that light and sound have an impact on the human body. And this is why we use specific colors and candles and gemstones. And this impact is quite an impact in the human body. And so to help illustrate this, we have a chart.
The color red stimulates the autonomic nervous system. It increases appetite, blood pressure elevates, and increases blood flow. It affects the pituitary gland, hormone which affects multiple functions. Chemical signals to the adrenal gland, and adrenaline is released, causing physiological alterations with metabolic results. The color orange makes the blood flow rate slow. The appetite elevates, which is why fast food restaurants such as McDonald's and Burger King, I'm pretty sure, use that color because it stimulates the appetite. The color yellow makes the electrochemical transference from eye to brain the fastest, which is why you may have heard real estate agents encourage people to plant, say, yellow flowers because it gets people's attention to sell a property. The color green affects the blood histamine levels, which become elevated. Mast cells, the immune system, and basophils, white blood cells for immunity, are stabilized. Exposure releases vision chemicals to improve sight, and this is why there is surgical green in hospitals. The color blue in the field of vision causes the brain to secrete 11 neurotransmitters that tranquilize. These hormones are chemical signals that also slow the pulse rate, reducing perspiring, reduces appetite, and lowers body temperature. The color brown raises synthesis of serotonin, a neurotransmitter, and increases tryptophan amino acid levels, affecting mood, immunity, memory, and sleep. It stimulates the formation of the prostaglandin E, which is important for hormone-like functions affecting male reproductive system and things like blood pressure. It also affects the brains, lungs, kidneys, and more. John Ott, in 1973, did a Gosha school study. Conducted studies of the Environmental Health and Light Research Institute of Chicago. Did full-spectrum light fixtures calmed hyperactive children who improved in their learning disabilities over cool white fluorescent lights, which were used in another group of children. It is obvious that colors affect us greatly.
Quartz crystals run all electronics as well as crystal oscillators running watches and clocks. They are piezoelectric, meaning different vibrations, sound waves, and mechanical pressure applied creates electricity. Our DNA, bone, and sugar are all also piezoelectric. A hexagonal crystalline structure, third-dimensionally, these hexagons are formed by many interlocking pyramids. Ironic, especially if you have a pyramid-shaped quartz crystal, which is one silicon atom and 4 oxygen atoms. A quartz crystal water bottle, the water is a polar molecule and therefore it can be affected by a magnetic field, which we all have, and light affects a water molecule through photolysis, which splits the water molecule, releasing hydrogen ions. The quartz crystal absorbs the ions and amplifies positively charged atoms. I sit mine in sunlight to charge the water and I make up my iced tea with it. As quartz crystals affect, so do other gemstones.
another key threshold resonance, this entire pattern will morph into a beautifully and more complex pattern of itself. Again and again. And look at this pattern right here. Look what you're seeing right here. Look at the beautiful geometry. Here's a perfect cube. There's a perfect tetrahedron, a star tetrahedron. In 2 dimensions, we've got the octahedron. Very powerful images of sacred geometry held in place simply because we've achieved the vibratory pattern that allows that in this water droplet. And as the vibration increases, these patterns will become more and more complex. So you can see the pulse from where you are. Can you see the pulse actually in the water? As we go into the last set of the frequencies, what you'll see is that the entire, and you'll watch along the outer perimeter, the entire pattern reaches its greatest level of complexity, and then it goes back. As the frequencies drop, it goes back to what it was, the concentric circles.
As you can see, light and sound have quite an impact on the human body. It's amazing to me that when it comes to, for example, a quartz crystal, that it's piezoelectric, and they actually can produce electricity, and that our bodies, our bone and DNA are also piezoelectric. And that a quartz crystal is made up of many tiny little pyramids, 1 oxygen atom and 4 silicon atoms. That's amazing to me. And then also sound, how it has an impact on water, changing its geometry. And think of us being largely made up of water, and the impact that an invocation or a prayer that it has. It's insane to think that this sound wouldn't have any impact. Science doesn't just exist in a lab, it exists in everyday life. And I think that science is closer to magic and magic closer to science than what people may have ever even realized. So this is why we use different color candles, we use different gemstones, why we use different herbs, because we're utilizing these different vibrations. So it's rooted in science, not insanity. I mean, even the ability to foretell the future. Energy precedes matter. And we are the physical manifestation, so everything we do is predictable. And that's based in science. Well, I hope this has been useful to all of you. And please like and subscribe. And blessed be, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.